Welcome to Straight Talk with Arunkumar, where everything is on the table, nothing is off limits. Anything and everything under the sun will be discussed. Topics ranging from politics, economy, people's pulse, public mood, NRI associations, non-profit organizations, you name it, we have it covered. Today's topic is about Indian American youth in USA. Second generation Indians, or I should say the first generation Indian Americans in USA. What do they feel? What do they go through? What are their career aspirations? Let's talk about all of these things today. We have about 3 Indian American youth as guests in my show. Let's talk to them and let's hear from in their own very own words. We have Jay Amin. Hey Jay.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. We have Ashika Jalagam. Hi.
Hi.
We have Dennis Cherian.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Okay, let's start with you, Dennis. How does it feel at a very high level, right? How does it feel to be an Indian American in USA? Because I know when I came here for the first time, I used to wonder, my color of my skin is brown. It's neither white nor black. So I used to wonder, I used to feel weird. So is that the same things you go through in your life too, or pretty much? Or
Well, my
How does it feel?
my father sometimes jokes around. He says I'm a coconut, brown on the outside, but white on the inside.
Oh, that's good.
I think, it's good. You feel a certain pride for the culture your parents left behind. India accomplished many, many things. We came up with numbers. We came up with so many of the first cities. So it's something you can look back at with pride. But at the same time, I know that I'm an American first, and then an Indian. So it feels good being an Indian, but feels better being an American.
Cool. Ashika, do you have that coconut feeling too? Or?
I feel like sometimes, as an Indian, we value our culture a lot. So in that aspects, I feel like the outside of the coconut. But like once we step inside of school and we, for example, like the concept of Christmas, like we've all adapted to that. So I guess that's the white inside part of me.
Right.
I think the coconut concept really just kind of shows that I
think this whole coconut concept is going to be a big hit after this show.
we just get the access and the opportunity for the best of both worlds here. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you ever feel confused or sandwiched between the two cultures?
Sometimes, I don't know, I'll step outside and it's all American, and when I get inside, it's all Indian. So sometimes it's one huge mess, but I'm happy to be exposed to both.
How about you? Are you ever confused or?
I think the cultures actually complement each other in a lot of ways. So I think although we want to stick to our Indian roots and our newly adapted American roots, in some ways, both of them actually make like a perfect, beautiful mix together.
What about you?
Yeah, I think, luckily cultures aren't like political parties or political affiliations. You can't be part of the BJP and the Congress Party, or Republican and Democrat, but you can be both Indian and American. So there's a beauty in that. So you can pick the best parts of Indian culture, the discipline, the family values, and you can pick the best part of the American culture, which is the ingenuity. And you can mix them together. So if you want to keep your head on straight, you want to keep from being confused, I just pick the parts I like.
Look at this guy. He's talking about my favorite topic, politics. He speaks BJP. He uses the words Congress. Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but let's introduce yourself first. Where do you go to school? And
my name is Dennis Cherian. I'm a 12th grader at East Brunswick High School. I'm very involved in politics here in New Jersey. I'm the past chairman of the New Jersey Teenage Republicans, and I'm very excited to be here.
Great.
Hi, my name is Ashika Jalagam, and I'm an 11th grader at East Brunswick High School. I'm also very, very passionate about politics. I do congressional debate in my free time, and I'm also interning for the Democratic Party, and I'm really excited to be here.
Ooh, we got all politicians here.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm a junior at East Brunswick High School, and I'm the current state chairman of the New Jersey Teenage Republicans. We're the student wing of the Republican Party.
Yeah, we should have done this before. Sorry, we got the order messed up a little bit with this whole coconut analogy. So, how is it with Indian parents at home? I know you guys, the same coconut analogy, you have to be
right.
American outside, then you come home, Indian, doesn't that?
Yeah, it can be funny sometimes. You go to school and you talk to all your friends, and they'll be telling you something like, oh, I'm going to ask this girl to prom, I'm going to ask this girl to prom, that guy. And then you come home and you tell your parents, hey, I want to ask a girl to prom. And the face that they give you, what? What are you talking about?
Dating?
You have to get married.
Oh my God, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to explain that concept sometimes, so a few things don't carry over. But for the most part, if they had the courage to come to this country, then they're open-minded enough to accept those other parts of you.
Yeah, you would think so.
I mean, with my parents, I know they're strict with me, especially when they don't see me working as hard because they came from India, they worked their way all the way up here, and they're very, very proud of their achievements. So like when they don't see me working as hard as they did, they really, really want me to work hard. And I mean, of course, that can be frustrating at times, but I get that they want me to be the best person that I can.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
you?
you know, I could totally relate to her. Like your parents set these expectations, but I think that's just going to reflect on good character in the future.
Do you ever visit India?
Yeah, I visited a couple of times in the summer. Well, you know, when I was younger, all I could think of is hot. It's hot. There's animals everywhere.
Right.
But as I got older, I began to see the beauty in it. You know, it's a country that hundreds of years ago, you know, India was the greatest nation on the earth in terms of power and wealth. We had a quarter of the world's GDP.
Right.
What the United States is to the world today, India was.
Right.
And now finally it's coming back. It's growing. The young people are learning. They're learning English. They're learning programming. So it's an amazing thing. So when I go back now, it's not just you know, the animals and the farmland.
Right.
I can see the growth happening.
What part of India are your parents from?
They're from Kerala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right in the southern tip.
Yeah, the most literate state in the entire country.
Yeah, most literate. They call it God's own country.
God's
you know,
own country.
Green,
correct.
beautiful,
Yep,
lush.
Yep, yep. What about you? Do you have to fight that battle too?
Definitely. I mean, my parents really want me to be disciplined like all the time. I went to India a few times in the past, and I really respect the history of the country, and I think they're making a lot of progress, so I'm really excited to see the impacts in the future.
How often do you go to India?
I think the last time I went was the summer before 9th grade, but we try to visit every 2 years or so.
Okay, fairly often. What about you, Jay? What part of India are your parents from?
It's actually kind of confusing. My mom is from Chennai, but my dad is from Andhra Pradesh.
Oh, okay.
So like I understand both Telugu and Tamil.
Oh, girl, multilingual.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, you know, I keep hearing about how beautiful India is, but unfortunately, I haven't visited yet. Yeah.
No? What part of India is your dad from?
Oh, we're all from Gujarat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, why is it that it's only many Indians who win the spelling bee? Always boggle my mind all the time. I mean, why is it mostly Indians?
Well, you know, I think that when immigrants come here, just
And it's
to
an
learn-
American spelling bee. By the
Right,
way,
right.
that's a Scripps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
American spelling bee, just to make it
Yeah.
clear.
Well, when immigrants come to this country, they can appreciate it in a way that the people who live here can't, right? Because they see
Oh,
the
I
beauty
see.
of it. When Indians come to this country, they can also appreciate the beauty of the language.
Right, right.
You know, so I think in that push to learn the language well, we ended up embracing it a lot. So that's why we always win.
What do you think?
I mean, I think it's definitely the parents first, like pushing kids to try out these new opportunities. Like from my own experience, after my parents push me to do something, I find interest and passion within that activity. And you need passion to be successful at something. You know, there's a stereotype that Indians, all they do is just study, 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 but the studying's taking them somewhere, so I guess it's a good thing for them.
Which is kind of true. That stereotype is kind of true in some aspects because I do not see a lot of Indians. They win spelling bees and they get great, perfect SAT scores and all that. I don't see a lot of them in sports. I don't see a lot of them in baseball. I don't see anyone in basketball, no NBA, no hockey. Why is that so?
I mean,
From your personal experience, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. Is that true? Don't you think that's true?
I think it's relatively true. I mean, even in our school, as diverse as it is, on the baseball team, I think there's only one Indian person. I think from a young age, we've been taught work hard, study hard, but not play hard.
Play hard. So do parents discourage kids from entering the American sports?
Not at all. I mean, I guess it's just about interest. Like in India, cricket is very, very big,
Right.
but you know, cricket isn't as big as in the United States. So Indian parents are always about opportunity. So I guess when they see their kids wanting to do something, they're more than willing to support them, but they need to get the interest to participate in those activities in the first place.